As you probably know already, Mario Kart World is coming out pretty goddamn soon. The game looks incredible, especially with all the track variety they somehow managed to cram into this vast open world, and that includes plenty of past tracks from the series' history. So today, I've decided to take a look at every returning track's original version, and to truly see which ones were a good idea to bring back, or not. And yes, since we are going in track order, the first retro track is actually Desert Hills. Oh man, just look at this track and all its pixelated DS glory here. Oh my god. Can you believe out of all the retro tracks they could have pulled from the entire series? They were like, you know what? Yeah, let's bring Desert Hills back a second time. Like one time on Wii wasn't enough. We got to bring it back again. This track is just so glorious. You know, it's not even like I hate this track or anything. In fact, if they're going to bring back any track to remake for their video game, I feel like it doesn't really matter what the quality is, because it's going to be a remake anyways, you know? So they have a chance to actually make a track that's bad before actually good. So, you know, in DS Desert Hills in Mario Kart World, it looks like a complete different theme. Like it has those guys from Mario Land running around, like the Tokos or whatever, the Batadons, and you know, that's a cool theme since what come on. And you know, I think that's a cool theme because in the section where this is in Mario Kart World, it's oh, I shouldn't have used it. What? I can't drive that. In the section that Desert Hills is in Mario Kart World, it's clearly the desert, right? And Shy Guy Bazaar is there. And it seems like they changed that whole section to be like a Daisy-themed Sarasaland type place, you know, like she literally gentrified. I don't know if I'm using that right, but she did that to the whole entire desert area of Mario Kart World. So she took over basically these two tracks, especially Shy Guy Bazaar. I mean, she's got like a whole palace in there. You know, I think that's cool. You know, mostly with desert themes, they're kind of like bland and boring. So I think that was a good idea for them to actually, you know, spice it up, make it so that it belongs to one character, even if they don't really mention it by name. You know, you see Daisy's Kingdom there, you see the elephants, you know. I wonder what that's a reference to. I don't think I'm gonna do good in this race. You know, this is the first race of the video, alright? I'm a little rusty, but man, this game sucks anyways, alright? Just move on to the next game. Just move on to the next track. And now on to the second track of the Flower Cup. We've got Shy Guy Bazaar. Oh man, look at those Shy Guys jiggling on their carpets. This track is actually, it's pretty cool, honestly. I mean, I feel like over the years I've started to grow to like this track a little more. At first I thought it was like, I don't really get what everyone sees in this track, you know? It's just another desert track, you know, that's what I thought. But it's like, I don't know, the theming is actually pretty cool, you know. You got this, of course, this bazaar with these, who knows what the hell they're selling. Are these like fruits in the stands? I've always wanted to see this track in a new game. This seems like one of those that made more sense to see reimagined in a new light as opposed to like another Booster Course Pass track, you know. The thing is in Mario Kart World is that the time of day isn't gonna be like this all the time, you know. And that's what I like. I like that all of the tracks, even the retro tracks, you get to see them in a different time of day that you wouldn't really normally see. So, you know, if you ever wanted to see what Shy Guy Bazaar looks like during the daytime, you know, that's the game for you. But I do think in the Grand Prix, though, you know, they like set it so that the time of day is always going to be at a specific time. So I think you'll still play through it at the appropriate nighttime. You know, it's cool that Daisy's finally getting some love in one of these games, right? You know, in all the spin-offs, she's always there, but it's like they never mention her origins, you know, in Sarasaland, and it's cool to see like in the Switch era we're finally getting, you know, God, what kind of shell bounce is that? Whatever. Which is interesting because in Mario Land it wasn't just a desert, you know. It was like a desert, and then it was like some Asian like jungle area and some other areas, you know. But over the years, people thought of it as mostly just a desert, so I guess it makes sense why they're keeping with that theme in Mario Kart World. But yeah, this track is good. On to the next one. And on to the third track of the Flower Cup. See, that's another weird thing. They just have these random retro tracks in literally any cup. I mean, that's how I expected them to do it in a new Mario Kart. You know, you can't just do the same tired old, you know, Nitro Cups and Retro Cup setup like all the time, you know. I knew they were gonna change it up, but I didn't know they'd change it up like that crazily. Like just, okay, the mushroom cup, all nitros, the flower cup, the very next cup, all the retros. Like, but anyways, here's Wario Stadium. Oh my god. It's a little bumpy, don't worry. But yeah, this is something that, you know, literally everyone was expecting to come to the next Mario Kart. Like, come on. It's literally the only, you know this already, it's the only N64 track that hasn't been remade out of all of them. From what I've seen from the remake, it looks way different. It looks like, sure, I mean, I knew it wasn't gonna look exactly the same, you know. Like, it's gonna be, you know, different times of day, different, it's not gonna have copy-pasted Wario heads, I mean, I knew that. But I didn't realize it was gonna be, like, so goddamn different, like, to me, it looks just kind of like another version of Wario Stadium DS. But either way, I'm glad it's making a comeback, you know, even though it is very long. I mean, you see, we already saw the map for what Wario Stadium looks like in the remake. It's like completely different. They like shaved off like more than half of the track. Like, sure, the track is long and it needed a shaving desperately, but I don't know, I feel like they shaved off a little too much, you know? It's like you go to the, you go to the barber and ask for a cut. It's like, alright, just a little off the top here, not too much, and then they... I can't believe we live in a timeline where every single Mario Kart 64 track has been remade, you know? Isn't that crazy? You know what, I should do a video where I play all the Mario Kart 64 tracks, but only the remakes. You know what? You know what, I think I'm gonna do that after the game is out. But yeah, it's like, this whole game, you don't even need to play this game to play the whole game. Like, literally, what else is there besides... I guess some battle maps, but even the battle maps have been remade. I mean, like Big Donut has in Mario Kart World again. I guess, sure, this game has some battle tracks to itself now, but it really doesn't have much more besides that. And you know, the nostalgia. Dude, how are they ahead of me? Oh my... Alright, whatever. I'm glad this one's back, of course. You know, it needed to come back. I'm glad they shaved it. It looks a lot better now, even though it kind of doesn't have the same theme, but whatever. Maybe I need to see it at a different time of day. But, this next track is a lot better, so let's go to that. Yes. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, finally. It's about time they brought this one back, huh? You know, anytime they remake Airship Fortress, it always looks a lot more, you know, like Bowsery. You know, you see the purple background there? It's like, anytime they remake it, it's always orange, like an orange sky. And I don't know, it kind of feels like some of the theming is lost, you know, it's like they turn into a basic Bowser track. But this track is something that, you know, everyone loves. You're hard pressed to find an Airship Fortress hater, you know, and everyone was wanting it to come back in the Booster Course Pass. While it would have been good, it's like, come on, you can't expect them to put every good track in the Booster Course Pass, alright? This is what I was thinking anytime anyone was begging tracks to come over to Mario Kart 8. It's like, okay, the game is cool and all, and you know, the DLC is awesome, and we're all in the hype cycle, but it's like, they gotta save some good tracks for the next game, you know? Ah, damn it. It's like, okay, if you put all the heavy hitters, all the fan favorites in the Booster Course Pass, sure, that's the DLC that everyone's gonna buy, so you gotta sell it, but it's like, dude, another blue shell? But it's like, then what are you gonna have for the next game, you know? You're just gonna have 14 tracks filled with desert hills, you know. No, we don't want that. We just want one desert hills and then one Airship Fortress. Man, look at these disgusting rocky wrenches. Like, good lord, the design in this game was not great with the pixelated graphics, but I mean, they kind of brought back that design in Mario Kart World. Actually, I think it was the Booster Course Pass that brought back the old mold design. And like Rome Avanti, they brought back the Rocky Wrench in there and they just gave him the old design for some reason. I actually like the new Rocky Wrench. You know, it's not as disgusting as the way this one looks, but it's a lot better. There's no way there's a third blue shell. Let me get first. Don't pass. No, I hit it. No, please. Okay, there you go. So yeah, Airship Fortress. Thank God this thing is back, bro. This is gonna be so much fun, especially with all the new rail grinding and whatnot. Alright, on to the next cup. And now we're starting the Star Cup with another DS track. But this one is a little different. It's DK Pass! To me, this track always felt like a more boring version of a DK Summit. You know, it's basically the same theme, you know. It's DK owned, and it's a summit. It's a snowy mountain. But there's like hardly ever a theme here, you know, like with like DK's Summit, you got the snowboarding and like, you know, the half pipe tricks. Those are awesome. You got the cool shortcut, you know, but whatever, shortcut mentioned. But with this track, it's just like, oh, okay, you drive up a highway, you go up this mountain. Okay, now you're on the snow. Now there's a few snowballs. Like, this has nothing to do with DK at all. I mean, sure, like hardly any character themed tracks really have that much to do with the character, but with this one, it's like I don't see the resemblance at all. But you know, the cool thing with the new version is that there's a bunch of DK signs. Like even on the starting banner right here, you see like this cool 2D art of the new DK design. And I think that's really cute and charming. Sorry to all the new DK design haters, you know, but you're gonna be seeing it a lot, alright? They already remade some renders with a new design, so like, it's pretty clear cut that that thing is here to stay. So again, another track you can, you know, easily implement into the open world. Easily! I mean, this is just a snowy mountain, you know, you could have those anywhere. But it's also another one you can really improve with a new remake, you know, with all the grind rails and all the new tricks and whatnot, you know. What the? Dude, this game... Wait, a red shell comes at me from the side! I have a banana! What the hell even is the point of holding a banana if a red shell's just gonna come from the side like... like that? Oh my goodness. Please don't hit me, new Mario Kart character! Okay, whatever. You know what? I'm just... everything's going wrong for me. Oh, a blue shell to top it off. Alright, great. The layout isn't even that bad. I mean, these turns are pretty cool. The snowball is hard to avoid. And, but you know what the real question is? I wonder if they're gonna have this. Are they gonna have this with only mushrooms and shells? Gimme! I think it's already been confirmed that, they like cut that, or at least, you know, the item box is in a different location or something. So that's kind of lame, but you know, it's kind of expected, really. I mean, they did the same thing with Luigi Raceway and Mario Kart 7. You know, they took out the hot air balloon item box that held like only blue shells or something. That was kind of lame, but you know, I guess in the modern era, little neat details like that, neat tricks aren't really gonna be a thing anymore. But whatever. At least the track looks good, so who cares? Who cares about the random item box that you're only gonna get if you have like a mushroom at that section, you know? Who's even gonna have that? God damn, 3 minutes? Okay. Alright, just next track. Alright, now skipping past the second track of the Star Cup, since it's, you know, not retro, we have the third track, which is Sky High Sundae. Yeah, this is one of those tracks that is really not a popular choice for a retro in this game. I mean, out of all the Tour or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks they could have brought back, they chose this one out of all of them. Not Piranha Plant Pipeline, not even like Ninja Hideaway, which would have worked perfectly in the open world, and you know, is one of the best tracks in the game, but no. Sky High Sundae, something that everyone thought was mid at best, because it's literally just like an oval, you know, you can see it on the minimap right there. It's basically just like Excite Bike Arena or Baby Park, except not as good as Baby Park, but better than Excite Bike Arena at least. The thing is though, this is one of those choices where it's like, yeah, I'm glad they're actually bringing this back in Mario Kart World, because they actually have a chance to making the track good. Like, oh god. Like, we've already seen plenty of gameplay where they use like the new wall riding technique to go like, literally on this path, where it's usually just a U-turn here, they actually go on the wall there and take like a huge shortcut, which is actually really cool. And you know, the track itself, not only does it just look better graphically, like they actually made it not look like a like a Playmobil kids toy or whatever, but just the layout, it actually looks fun. It looks like it was made more for that game than it did this game or Tour. Like, it's like, I wonder if they actually did make this track with World in mind and they just made it early to put in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and Tour. Because it's like, you know, Mario Kart World has been in production for a long time, right? I mean, it has to have been, with how big the game is. So it's just crazy to think that they were doing like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Booster Course Pass, Tour, and making Mario Kart World all at the same time. Like, can you imagine how crazy that was? And people were thinking, oh, they're just done with Mario Kart right now. They're not really doing much content with it. But it's like they were actually doing so much with Mario Kart that you couldn't even believe until right now. So yeah, Anyway, Sky High Sundae, again, not a great track, but I really think it could make for a good remake, alright? I already see it, and I think it looks great, so I honestly can't wait to play that one. I really hope they do it justice. Finally. And for the final track of the Star Cup, here's something that's arguably a way better choice for this game. 3DS Wario Shipyard. You know, I always thought this was a better choice for a new Mario Kart game, you know? It's like, sure, you could have it in the booster course pass and all, but I feel like the theming here is something that you can really play around with, and it seems like that's exactly what they did. I mean, if you look at the gameplay, they changed the whole entire thing. I mean, there's no underwater in the game anymore, so they gotta change it, you know? It seems like they've done a really good job of like making the gameplay still feel like Wario Shipyard while not even being underwater, which is like literally where half of this track takes place. It's nuts. And honestly, in Mario Kart World, I can't even lie, it looks like the most beautiful track in the entire game. Like, whenever I see gameplay of it, it's like, dude, this is PS4, PS5 quality right here. Like, I think of that more on this track than any other track in the game. I feel like some people are about to be upset, you know, because it's not the same exact track as it always was. Oh, here in this Bonefish, they changed this Bonefish statue to a Wario head in the remake, and I think... See, that's what I like about these remakes. They actually changed the theming of the track to be more like the character it's supposed to be themed on. Like, sure, there's a lot of Wario theming with the yellow and purple here, but it's like, you know, why is there a random Bonefish statue there? You know, I like the pirate theming a lot more. And you know what? I guess that's probably why there's a pirate. That's why there's a pirate Wario costume. You know, it's because of this track. Dude, are you serious? But yeah, I feel like people are gonna be a bit upset because it's like, okay, it's not the exact same track as the original, and people hate change, you know. It's like, why don't you give me the exact same track? It's like, dude, it's a remake. Let me pass you, thank God. Just give the new track a shot. If you don't like it as much as the original, then whatever. I think it looks beautiful either way. But yeah, whatever. On to the next cup. Okay, now we're gonna skip past the special cup here because there's like only one retro track there, and it's a pretty special one, honestly, so I'm gonna keep it for the end. But for the first track of the Shell Cup, we have the pretty reasonably placed Koopa Troopa Beach. The Mario Wiki just lists it as Koopa Beach 2, so I'm just gonna play this one. I mean, some people have said it looks like a combination of Koopa Beach 1 and 2. But I don't know. I'm just gonna go with what they say for this one. Yeah, this is once again not one of my first choices I would have made for a retro track for this game. I mean, sure, this course is you know, interesting. It hasn't been like remade on a home console entry ever, but I feel like people would have loved to see Koopa Troopa Beach from the N64 more. I mean, that's what everyone was thinking when they first saw this track get revealed. It's like, oh, they're bringing back Koopa Troopa Beach from the N64, but no, it's this one that not that many people care about. And it's crazy because this is, again, one of the only tracks where we haven't seen like nearly any gameplay of it at all. We hardly know what this looks like. And it's like, why out of all the tracks are you keeping this one a secret? Like, is it really that interesting? Like, we don't even know if it's a combination or if it's just one track at this point, but I mean, I don't know, I guess it'll be interesting to see. I kind of like the vibes that they're going for with the, you know, the Koopas and the radio stations at the starting line. You know, I thought that was kind of cool, but I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see if it's, you know, gonna be actually all that interesting. But that's it for this cup. We're already on to the next one. For the first track of the Banana Cup, we've got Peach Beach. Ooh, and I've got Toadette here because I like her. You know, so why not? You know, this track is one of those that I've I've never really been too big a fan of it. Like, sure, it's been appeared multiple times at this point. You know, in Wii and now in Mario Kart World. And, you know, of course in Double Dash, but it's like, I don't know, this track, it's not that interesting in my eyes. I mean, it feels like a bunch of straight lines, which, you know, it is Mario Kart World, so I guess it's gonna fit in like a glove here. I like how you can see Daisy Cruiser right there in the background. It just shows, like, Double Dash was like one of those games that actually tried to do like a, you know, the interconnected world, but like not really, you know, just like in terms of like cameos and whatnot, kind of like Sunshine, I guess. And I guess that makes me wonder if they were to do like a Sunshine remake, would they make it like Mario Kart World where you can just travel to all the levels just like in one world? That would be kind of awesome, right? God, what? Give me some iframes! No! Okay. Dude, why do the shells move so slowly in this game? It looks like they're going in slow motion. But yeah, they got rid of the they got rid of the giant cock rock in the Mario Kart World version, you know, the one that's so pink and so beautiful and so large. They just got rid of it. I know, like woke Nintendo getting rid of my favorite aspects of the course. It's terrible. Anyways, I lost. But it doesn't matter because we're on to the next track. Now for the third track of the Banana Cup, we've got Dino Jungle. And yes, I know that's not how you say Dino Jungle, okay? I just prefer saying it Dino, alright? Blame Cart Life on YouTube if you know who that is. But I mean, this track is awesome. It's appeared plenty of times throughout the series already, like in Mario Kart 7 and whatnot. But in Mario Kart World, it actually is using a... What? Come on! But in Mario Kart World, it's actually using a completely new theme, which is, again, another one of those things where it's like, yes, I love that they're actually remaking the track instead of using the exact same, like, layout and course theme as before. They're making it into this, like, a Jurassic Park type version. What the hell? They're making it into basically this Jurassic Park type parody, you know. I think it's awesome. I think, it looks so much different that they basically could have just called it a completely new track, you know? I mean, there's new dinosaurs, there's new laboratories and whatnot. I mean, they literally have Dino. They literally have Dino Laboratory written on the sign, like the floor there. So it's like, why didn't they just call it Dino Laboratory? It looks more like that than the jungle. Dude, the controls in this game are so slip. You know, I kind of wish the track that was right before this one in the Special Cup, Wario Coliseum, I kind of wish that one was remade in a new game again, but I guess, you know, Wario Stadium from the N64 had to take priority, which is fair, but, you know, it's gonna be a while before we get to see that beautiful Wario Coliseum in HD. Guys, check out the shortcut. Boom! Yes! Okay, missed the items? Alright, sure. That's not gonna get me out of 8th place, but you know what? It was at least a little cool, a cool trick. Anyways, this is one of those that I'm absolutely excited to play, man. This is one of the ones I'm looking forward to the most, at least in terms of retro tracks, because it's completely different, and the theming is so cool. I wonder if I'm gonna like it better than the original version, or if this one will still reign supreme. But, I don't know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Now, for the first track of the Lightning Cup, we've got Moo Moo Meadows, which is a phrase I never thought I'd say ever in my life. Like, really? Moo Moo Meadows not only is back, but it's in the Lightning Cup! The supposedly hardest cup in the game, at least for retros. I mean, to be fair, you know, the whole layout of the core system is completely, you know, turned on its head, you know. There's retros everywhere, there's nitro cups everywhere. Oh my god. Okay, I'm not usually this bad. Wait a minute. Wait. That's right, I can pass through off-road. Someone take this. Someone take this. I'm not even commenting on the track. Alright. Anyways, this track is well, as you might know, it was already in this little game called Mario Kart. Dude, what the hell was that? It was already in this little game called Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it was pretty mediocre there, and it seems like it's gonna be pretty mediocre here too. I mean, it's not even like we've seen too much of the gameplay of Moo Moo Meadows so far. It's been kept a secret out of all the retro tracks, which is weird, because it's like, it's Moo Moo Meadows! It's literally the same exact track you've had in Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart Wii. Like, why did you bring it back out of all the tracks? Like, sure, I get it, it's for the funny cow, you know, the funny cow that everyone's gonna meme on for like 3 days after the game comes out, then never play again. Sorry, that was a little too mean. If you're gonna have the cow, which is a good character choice, honestly, then why don't you bring back Moo Moo Farms? Like, sure, no one really likes Moo Moo Farms, including me, because it's like, it's even simpler than this track, but guys, it's a remake. They can change it so that it's actually fun, you know? And Moo Moo Farms is one of those that hasn't been, like, in the exact last game, so there's even more incentive to bring it back in this game, because it's not like something we've been playing literally the entire Switch and Wii U generation at this point. So why bring back Moo Moo Meadows? Whatever. If it's for the funny Moo Moo cow, which isn't even called a Moo Moo anymore, it's just a cow, then sure, I guess I'll take it, whatever. And for the next track in the Lightning Cup, we've got Choco Mountain. And this is another one of those cases where it's like, what are you doing so back? Like, you were literally just in the last game. Like, You've gotten remade like how many times is it? How many times is it at this point? Like, okay, there's one on 64, one on DS, one in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, one in Tour, and now one in Mario Kart World. That's 5 times this track has gotten remade. Listen, I think it's a good track and all. All right, I mean, in this version, it's kind of bland, but I think it's a fun enough layout, you know. And it was just in the last game too, so it's like it's not even something we haven't seen in a while. But the thing is, they actually changed it so much in the new version. It's like literally unidentifiable. Like we've seen plenty of these remakes before that change a lot about the track, but Choco Mountain, it doesn't even look like the same track at all. I mean, you see the side by side and you see that the gameplay looks pretty identical. The whole theming is like a factory now, and it's like a charging truck hideout, which I think is pretty cool, but it's crazy how much effort they're putting into making these tracks that have been remade before into something that looks completely different than anything you've seen. This is exactly what I've wanted retro track remakes to be like for the longest time, which is why, you know, I'm so glad that this game is finally, you know, really trying to experiment with how these retro tracks look like. But I feel like, yeah, I've seen a lot of hate over, you know, the comparison between the new version and the old version. It's like, this isn't my Choco Mountain. What is this ripoff? It's like, dude, okay, if they're gonna make Choco Mountain in this game, which is a weird choice, I know, but if they're gonna do it, they better at least make it look different than the version we just got in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, right? And they actually did that, you know. Whether or not it's gonna be fun or, you know, like give you the same kind of sense of vibes and whatnot, it's still up for debate. I mean, people are saying they removed the mountain from Choco Mountain. It's like, dude, come on, you know what it is. It doesn't matter if there's a mountain or not, right? It's still Choco Mountain. But yeah, I mean, I think that one looks cool. I can't wait to play that one, honestly. And for the last retro track of the Lightning Cup, we've got Toad's Factory, which is something that we've all been waiting for literally ever since Mario Kart Wii came out. I guess ever since Mario Kart 8 came out, like, everyone's been begging for this track to come back, and, you know, they were like, you know what? No, Moo Moo Meadows instead. Which just makes me wonder, like, really, this is the Lightning Cup, and you're putting two tracks from the Mushroom Cup of this game in the Lightning Cup? Like, literally, all the rules are off the table in this game, and I kind of like that. I mean, I feel like Choco Mountain from before made more sense, because, you know, that one's at least a little harder, and, you know, they might make the layout a little harder in the new version, but, like, dude, Toad's Factory and Moo Moo Meadows look like they're gonna be the exact same in Mario Kart World. Well, Toad's Factory looks like it's gonna have, like, a few grind rails and, like, a few new paths, which is cool, but other than that, it doesn't seem like they really changed too much, of course, in terms of, like, the theming and the layout. You know, it's still basically just a giant square, but it's the most lovable giant square that Mario Kart has ever made, alright? But this is, like, one of the only first-time retro tracks that is actually in Mario Kart World. Like, the only other one I could think of is, like, Wario Stadium, which hasn't been, you know, which has been something that everyone's been asking for a while. And besides that, every other track has been remade at least once before, which is crazy now to think about in Mario Kart. Like, all of these tracks have been remade in some way, shape, or form. You know, it's hard to actually get new tracks that haven't seen the light of day since their original versions. I guess there are, like, a few new tracks that were only in Tour, like Shy Guy Bazaar and Wario Shipyard, but, well, I was gonna say, but who counts Tour? Well, I do. I'm not a Tour hater. It's like, it's not mainline, you know, but it is, you know, let's not get into that whole argument, alright? It's Tour, you know, they remade, like, every Mario Kart 7 track. It doesn't matter. Those tracks are feeling new enough to feel like they've been remade for the first time. So, whatever. Just this track is great. Next track. Now for the final, like, standard retro track of this video, we've got something they call Mario Circuit. I thought it was called, like, Super Mario Circuit. I don't know. I hope it's called that, because this one's very unique. It's actually a combination of 3 Mario Circuits. 1, 2, and 3. And this is actually something I thought they'd do, like, for a new Mario Kart for, like, the longest time. It's like, it's such a genius idea, like, ever since you see them changing the laps in Tour. And I've actually done something to simulate this. You see, we're at the end of Mario Circuit 1. Boom! Now we're on the second lap of Mario Circuit 3! I mean, 2! Sorry, I don't know my numbers, but check it out! See? Isn't this cool? I'm basically simulating the experience right here. And so, Mario Circuit 2 is a pretty cool one. You know, you always gotta love this jump. But the coolest one is, of course, the one at the end here. Boom! There you go, Mario Circuit 3! Alright, we're on lap 3 here. Okay, so, I'm not doing very good here, but again, this is a really cool concept, because it's like, yeah, I was hoping they'd do something like this, because you know, like, Tour brought over the idea of the laps changing every lap, you know, so you don't even go the same way, and it's like, they could really do something interesting like this to really spruce up these SNES tracks that are all basically, like, the same exact theme, but with a different layout, and I can't believe they actually did that, you know, I thought that was gonna be something that was like a fan idea, but, it's actually really cool that they're doing it. I know there's some people mad that they're like, oh, there's Mario Circuit 3 again. But it's like, dude, Mario Circuit 3 is fun to race on. I don't know, man. There's a reason why they keep bringing it back. What, you want them to bring back Mario Circuit 1 instead? Oh, you want Mario Circuit 4? Well, guess what? It's literally just a mirrored version of Mario Circuit 3. I don't get why everyone likes it so much. If you literally see the map, it's like the same exact layout but flipped. So like, I don't understand why you guys want the Mario Circuit 4 so bad. Just cause, oh, it's status, it's never been remade. Like, who cares? Just play Mario Circuit 3 in mirror mode and you'll get the exact same experience. But, anyways, yeah. I mean, I guess people are just tired of Mario Circuit in general, you know, from this game specifically. So it's like, okay, I can kinda get the complaints, but they're actually doing something unique here, and, I'm really glad that they're doing it. Because this is something I literally thought of. I guess I should have said it before then, but I don't know. I guess it was kind of like a common fan idea, but I'm glad they're actually, you know, making it a reality in this game. I think it's going to be one of those that's really fun to play on, you know, just seeing all the track layouts in one track. It's going to be awesome. But we've actually got 2 more, like, bonus kind of tracks for the end here. These are 2 that are not really, like, standard tracks, but they are, you know, something that you'll find in the overworld, so let's go get to those. Alright, for the first bonus, we've got, you know, the Ghost Valleys. You can actually see them on your way to Boo Cinema, which is another one of the new tracks, but if you're driving there on one of the intermissions, you can actually see 3 Ghost Valleys on your way there, which is crazy. I've decided I'm only gonna play Ghost Valley 3 because I don't really feel like playing 2 other Ghost Valleys right now, but, you know, it's basically the same experience either way. I think you actually go on Ghost Valley 2 specifically to get to Boo Cinema, but either way, I mean, a really cool idea to just put tracks in the overworld that aren't even really tracks. It's gonna be weird because it's like, okay, what if I actually want to play these tracks normally with, like, you know, 12 or 24 racers, which is, you know, the standard now? Am I just gonna have to have people hop on online and we just make up our own rules? Like, okay, everyone start the starting line and go around Ghost Valley 3 or 5 times, and then we'll see who wins that race. God damn it. I don't really know, but I think it's cool either way that they're just remaking them out there like that. I think there's some other ones, like some Vanilla Lakes, and maybe even some Choco Valleys there. But those aren't really confirmed yet. I mean, we can literally see the Ghost Valleys on the world map for the game, so this is why I'm counting this one. But yeah, I think that's really cool. I find it weird how it's only Super Nintendo tracks right now. I feel like there should be some GBA, because there's none in this game. There's no GBA tracks in this game. What, are we just gonna have, I really hope we have a GBA Rainbow Road, like, right next to the actual Rainbow Road. That's what I'm predicting. But then there'd be like 31 tracks, and that would be weird. I don't know. I hope these tracks are still fun to drive on, even though they're not, like, the usual tracks. I failed, but, you know, it's not about it's not about success that matters. It's the experience you had along the way. So we've got just one more retro track to look at for this video, and it's a pretty unique one compared to the ones we've gone through so far. So let's go to that. All right, something I didn't realize with that battle mode was 2 players only. So don't ask why we're not in widescreen, but we're here to play some Big Donut, which is in fact in Mario Kart World. On the overworld, and just don't worry about Luigi here, alright? He's gonna win by doing absolutely nothing. Check this out. Check this out. Oh! His aura got to me. His green aura. Dang it! I didn't realize this was with no CPUs. It was just with people, but that's fair. But I guess I'm just here to show off the fact that yes, Big Donut is in Mario Kart World, and it's like one of the only battle tracks that's been remade, you know. I feel like there's been some spottings of like maybe Thwomp Desert in the overworld, maybe like Chain Chomp Wheel. Those are really unconfirmed, but we've seen for a fact that Big Donut is here. Get on, Luigi. Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think the battle mode in general seems like it's gonna be a lot better, you know, than the Mario Kart 8 on Wii U battle mode, you know, it was just the tracks themselves with no changes at all. But it seems like they're sectioning off some sections of the overworld to actually make for good battle arenas, which I think is a great idea. And Big Donut is one of those that's been remade already, you know, in Mario Kart 7, and it's one of those that has a really funny name. Like, like, who the hell at Nintendo was so hungry that they looked at this circle and they were like, you know what, we gotta name this track Big Donut. I can get him with my trail. I can get him with my trail. I can get him on my trail. I can get him on my trail. Boom! Get owned! See, I won against Luigi, dude. Oh my god, look at that. That lost screen kind of has aura for Luigi. But there you go. I guess that's every retro track in Mario Kart World. I mean, this is kind of a lame way to end it, but you know what? At least we've gone through and we've seen everything that there is to see in this game. You know, the retro track selection, I feel like it could be better. You know, there's a few like weird missteps, like Desert Hills again, and Sky High Sundae. I mean, that's fine. Moo Moo Meadows, like, come on, really? Again? That one's the one I'm the least interested in. Like, come on. I get it, the cow is funny and all, but do we really need the actual track itself? We could have had Moo Moo Farms. Whatever. You know, this is gonna be one of those games where we really have to go hands-on with the tracks to see how they feel like, but I honestly can't wait. I honestly cannot wait to play most of these retro tracks and the new tracks. Don't forget about those. Those are actually really cool looking too, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. So see you next time, because I'm going to be uploading a lot. Alright, this is my call for you to subscribe, because I'm going to be uploading a lot more often these next few weeks, so, you know, I'm really feeling the hype cycle of this new Mario Kart, and, you know, I kind of have a series I need to finish, but either way, just subscribe, and you're going to like what you see on this channel, alright? It's going to be more like this, more like edited videos or whatever, but either way, just see you next time, alright? Goodbye.